Hey guys, and welcome back to Fringe Friday. I am Carmen, and today we are watching season 4, episode 16 of Fringe. So, after the last episode, I am both really excited and a little bit nervous to delve into this episode because, of course, my paranoia at being happy has kicked in, and now I am worried that it's not going to be as clear cut as the Observer made it seem in the last episode. So, to give you a little insight into my thought process, when I was editing the last episode, watching the scene between Peter and September, I started to get really worried that September was acting sort of strangely. And I mean, he's an observer. He always acts sort of strangely and like not quite human, even though they are humans, right? So I don't know. I think I'm overthinking it, but a part of me was like, what if it's, and I don't even know if this is possible, but like, what if it is like another observer impersonating September, planting this idea in Peter's head so that Peter doesn't keep digging, right? So yeah, that is the sort of level of don't trust yourself to be happy that Fringe has instilled in me, and that just television in general has instilled in me, because most of the shows I watch, you can't trust happiness. It doesn't last. So yeah. So that's my fear going into this episode. I'm probably way overthinking it. As you guys know, I overthink everything and sometimes miss things that are right in front of my freaking face obvious, like, Nina possibly being a shapeshifter, possibly being from World B, possibly, XYZ, right? Like, anyway, this is what my mind has decided to focus on at the moment. So yeah, we also still have the whole Olivia has to die thing hanging over our heads. So that's also stressful. Yeah. Also have David Robert Jones doing whatever the fuck he's doing behind the scenes to contend with. So yeah, just a lot of balls in the air and a lot of stress, because we're also nearing the end of the season. So yeah. Anyway, sorry for rambling for so long at the beginning of the episode. I'm just a little stressed. I'm just a little tiny bit stressed. So I am just gonna stop talking now so that we can get into this episode and see if my paranoia was warranted or completely ridiculous. Hopefully completely ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Remember, Word is There no longer accepts cash, so please have your credit or debit card handy.
Is this literally the exact same opening? Okay. I don't remember exactly what he was writing. It's been a while.
You should put keys on your back. It's an old wives' tale.
I remember her saying that.
I tried it once.
Doesn't work.
It's all bull.
Excuse me.
Okay, is this recycled footage, or is something different gonna happen? Or is this literally just happening now in this world? Okay, yeah. This was like one of the first episodes, right? Am I remembering that right? Or is... No.
This isn't a panic attack. This is real.
I wonder if it'll change and they'll actually do it this time.
This is the air marshal. I need you to open this door.
Is it just more like bleed through from the original timeline?
Panic attack.
Yeah.
Weird. It is different this time.
I'm sorry I wasted your time and scared all those people. Hey! Don't you have to ask permission before you do that?
Not since Bush 2.
I was gonna say, probably not also when you made that scene on the plane.
Knives, needles, underwear. Don't worry, it's clean.
This is really weird.
You okay? Need a bathroom.
Is he gonna, like, change now? Surely Peter will remember this case, right? Olivia, too. Presumably. Oh, no, it's happening now, here. Yep, this is... just didn't happen in the air.
Time to call the cops.
You better friggin' hurry.
Hey.
Hurry, hurry.
We got drugs again.
No. For real, nothing you've ever seen before. Interesting. So, I'm trying to remember the details of that episode so long ago, but I'm sure they'll refresh us. But it's interesting how it's like the exact same thing is happening, but just slightly different.
You've never felt better.
Yes.
Is she in therapy?
Forgetting all the details of your life, that's not a problem.
I mean, yes, it's odd, but it's a problem that I can handle. The real problem, the one that we should all be worried about, is Jones. The one who kidnapped me.
You remember that?
Yes.
Because you were already starting to become, what? Your former self from a prior timeline.
You know, it's not helpful if the therapist doesn't actually know what's going on and just thinks that she's crazy, you know?
Am I sitting here now trying to convince an FBI shrink, no offense, that I am fit to return to active duty is pointless?
Is this the same shrink she saw before?
It's a little weird what's happened to you.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely not normal.
Weird is a matter of degrees.
She's not wrong.
You do have a sister, right?
Yes.
Are the two of you close?
Yes, we don't talk that often. She moved back to Chicago with my niece, Ella, so that Ella could be closer to Rachel's ex, who in my opinion is a liar and a bastard.
It's details from our Olivia's life, right?
What does it matter if I can't remember every detail of every case I've ever investigated? I mean, I can learn that. It doesn't make me any less fit to be in the field.
Your sister is still married. Rachel is still married.
Mm-hmm.
She and her husband have 2 children.
Oh, really?
Ella and a younger brother, Eddie. 40% of all the information you provided about your life is incorrect. Which, as far as the 10th floor is concerned, means you are not the agent they licensed.
There's still nuance to this, though, because it doesn't mean she knows anything less about, like, doing her job.
They don't even want me consulting on cases.
Yeah. Yeah, I am, actually.
About the case?
No, I just wasn't expecting...
Lincoln? Well, one of us is still on the team.
I'll be back as soon as I can.
Okay.
I feel very conflicted.
Incident on Virtus Air, flight from Paris to New York.
Yeah. Remember.
Did you say Virtus Air?
Yes. Remember,
On
Peter.
Flight 718?
Yes.
I guess this is like the timeline that I'm from. It does stand to reason that some of the exact same cases would take place. Virtus 718 was...
Happy birthday!
Walter, it's not my birthday.
No, of course not. I know that, but I've been saving these up. I bought one every year on your birthday to help me deal with the loss.
Walter.
And I know you're not him, but you're as close as I'm going to get.
Beer.
For when you turn 21.
That's so cute.
I probably wouldn't drink that.
A hug.
Thank you.
God, that gets... Why? That's so freaking cute.
You were right. The guy's name is Bowman, but that flight did not crash.
Yep. Slightly different.
Landed a few hours ago.
60. Then I figured you'd be all about girls.
Walter.
When was the last time you saw your brother?
A little over a week ago. I don't understand. Some kind of virus?
Why can't I see him?
You would not recognize him, hun.
It's not a good idea.
It's a very bad idea.
On the case we worked before, he was working with a partner. He was infected too, but he didn't know it. Almost transformed a couple of days later.
Yeah.
I've been trying to think of his name, but I can't remember it. Olivia would, though. You should give her a call.
Lincoln is...
You want to talk about it, or should we just pretend like we already did?
She's your Olivia. I get it.
See, now I don't know that that's true.
I don't know if she told you this, but when I first met her, I'd lost my partner. He and his wife, Julie, they had this incredible relationship. The way she looked at him. Olivia looks at you that same way.
It hurts him.
So why don't we just leave it at that?
I mean, look, you're not going to get better resolution because he's still half in love with her, so...
You're a good guy.
He is. We like Lincoln.
I'm a good guy.
You are. It's just, you know, Olivia S. Peters. That's just like soulmate shit.
You didn't really think I'd stay home.
Should have known, to be fair.
Olivia, you are not authorized to be here. If Royals gets wind of this...
Well, how will he get wind of it, Lincoln? We're not going to say anything, right? Right? Right?
Came all this way. Might as well look around.
They really like to, you know, break the law for people who are supposed to, you know, enforce it.
Medical waste, what's that about?
Don't know.
You mean you didn't see these the last time?
Mm-mm.
Remember you said eventually all of this would stop getting strange? In case you were wondering.
It hasn't?
It still hasn't.
She doesn't remember saying that.
Don't remember having that conversation, do you?
Sorry.
Oh, porcupine person. You guys. Also, I just feel very conflicted about Olivia now. I'll talk about it later. Oh, why did that scare me? There was a porcupine person. I saw their quills or whatever. Oh my god. Shoot! Yeah. What the fuck? Did he get stabbed with a quill?
Is he okay?
Are we sure he's fine? What if he's infected?
What's that? Here.
Tattoo?
It looks like a tattoo. Hey, Walter. You come here for a sec. Take a look at this.
Oh, this.
Now, for some reason, the details that you and Olivia remember from your timeline, not all of them are tracking here.
Yeah, I mean, it also happened in a different year.
This tattoo, this cuneiform. I'm not sure of the significance of the symbol.
You're thinking something.
I'm thinking that you and I both know somebody who could help us interpret Bowman's tattoo.
Bookshop guy?
Though he may take some convincing, because I'm pretty sure he has no idea who we are.
Sounds intriguing.
Not you. You need to be stitched up.
Go. If you learn anything, call me.
But doesn't this, like, sully the chain of custody? You know, if they do find things out.
Do you have any idea what this means?
Are you one of them?
One of who?
Don't be alarmed by this, but I think you may be infected.
That's what I wondered.
What killed our friend was, in fact, viral. Then it's likely that when you were scratched, that the virus was transmitted to you.
Can we reverse it? Stop it?
I can't cure the intermediate state. Once the virus fully matures, I should be able to counteract it.
Okay.
Most likely. 80%.
80? I don't want anything bad to happen to Lincoln.
There's been some rumblings lately about a group out there, a cult. They're obsessed with the guided evolution of man. They want to create a new species. A better species.
Like the shapeshifters? Is Sir Porcupine here?
Oh, baby, you're hurting.
She knows the Porcupine Man?
This should be the last one. Just think how special you're gonna be. How special we're both gonna be. Like Adam and Eve.
Hun, you got some issues. Alright?
That when the world ends or when the aliens arrive?
Apparently that's when a celestial ship emerges and a bearded serpent god comes down to bring enlightenment.
Oh. If you want to be technical.
Perfect.
You mean no mutant porcupine man?
No, he's talking about something completely different.
My culture,
Lincoln.
it's clear.
No.
Oh, no. No results. I was talking about them. I hadn't realized how much I longed for family.
Yeah, they're great.
And you too, of course. It's not every day that a perfectly suited chess partner comes along.
That's cute.
God is overthrown by its children who become new gods with new tools. Science delivers these tools. Guided mutation.
Guided mutation.
Funny, that's a palindrome.
Mm-hmm.
What's that mean?
Something that reads...
Same forwards and backwards.
Years ago, when Belly and I were tripping, we created a way of organizing lab files using only palindromes.
You saying that this information comes from massive dynamic?
Interesting.
Well, maybe it's from a terminated experiment.
I'll have to run a search. You weren't supposed to be here. Philip said you were pulled off field duty.
I know, but here I am.
It's hard for
Every
her.
version of you is stubborn.
They are.
Onto an old project, but the contents have been erased.
Well, who was overseeing the project?
Yeah.
David Robert Jones.
So it does have to do with David Robert Jones.
Should know something soon.
He just wants the bacon.
Agent Lee, what else do you hunger for?
Onion rings would be nice. Maybe some cheesecake.
Human?
That's it. Call Peter and Olivia. Tell them that I understand.
I don't understand. I understand the meat thing, but not the cheesecake or the onion rings.
I understand what the creature craves to fuel its metamorphosis.
What?
Lipids. Human fat.
We need to make a list of all the cosmetic surgery clinics and see if any of them have had any medical waste stolen.
Yeah. Can he fly? Where the fuck did the porcupine get wings? I'm sorry, what?
We've got good news and bad news. Which do you want first?
Bad.
Good.
Turns out that Walter was right. There was a robbery at a surgery center just outside of Alston about 10 days ago. About half a dozen bags of surgically removed fat was stolen. This has been under lockdown ever since.
Which means that if they need more fat, they're gonna have to get it from someplace else. The problem is that there are over
Yeah, drink
45
that.
potential clinics in a 10-mile radius.
What are your thoughts, Walter?
But I'm not clear. Which was the good news?
Walter?
The
Take a look at
second one, I think. Wings! Yeah.
How many of those clinics were in high rises?
Okay, well, where did the wings come from? Can someone explain?
There's just one. LDP Institute. It's located in Beacon Hill on the 12th floor.
At this point, I have no choice. I need to call for reinforcements.
Yeah, I mean, he has to.
If you call Broyles, he's gonna know that Olivia was working on the case.
I just spoke to Broyles. He's gonna have backup and meet you at the facility.
I'm glad that she made the right choice, though, because, like, you needed backup. You can't just be going there by yourself. It's just not safe. It's not smart. I saw that shadow. They're not accounting for the fact that there's a woman with the porcupine man.
Porcupines are nocturnal. They sleep during the day.
Some vampires.
Facts.
Can we get Lincoln on the radio?
Lincoln, do you copy?
Lincoln, copy! Oh no. Creepy face. Lincoln, why aren't you answering? Peter, thank you.
Hello, Peter, it's me.
Yeah.
Turn on the lights.
The creature is nocturnal.
If it's there, the lights might scare it out of hiding.
Oh god. Oh my gosh. Yes, lights. Okay, good. I mean, I feel kind of bad for the guy underneath all that. Yeah, there's also her. But, like, they need to stop attacking Lincoln. Damn. Yeah, I had a feeling it would be Peter.
Nice shot.
Yep.
He's aiming for her leg.
I mean, hey, a non-lethal shot, even though you missed. Still good. Walter, these are supposed to be Peter's presents, remember?
I'm sure that you and Peter will have hours of fun ahead of you.
I know. Hey.
Love these things.
If David Robert Jones is behind this, what's he up to? And are there more out there? And who would sign up to become one of these things?
It's a God complex.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the fact that we're here at all, that humanity evolved from slugs in the ocean, is either a miracle or an accident. Maybe Jones is trying to take control of the situation.
How?
He's in parole.
He angry. He's so quiet. That means he's mad.
I've been on the phone with the 10th floor for the past hour.
Yeah.
What we've decided is this.
Oh, I'm scared.
If you're 60% of the Olivia I knew, you're still better than 90% of the agents I've ever worked with.
Yes!
And a fringe division with an Olivia Dunham is better than a fringe division without her.
Yes! That's so... Ah!
Good work today. Agent.
I love that no matter what Broyles it is, he always just waits and then, like, lets her rant, and then he's like, are you done? Can I just say what I was gonna say? I'm so happy. He wasn't that angry. Okay, that's good. His sister was lying.
You're having second thoughts.
Of course I am.
Just Gata. I'm sorry. I just wasn't expecting it to be him.
We can be children of the new world.
Okay, girl, you're a little crazy. Don't listen to her, Gata. Why would you want to be a porcupine person? Just so you could fly? Like, that's not worth it to me. Is that the... Or... That's a giant spider. That's a giant rattlesnake? No thank you. No thank you. Hey, was that thing from the one episode? What the hell is this boat? What the fuck? I'm sure that's the end. Yeah, okay. Because I need to freaking process what the fuck that just was. You guys, I am on the struggle bus today. I have started this post-episode discussion so many times already, and no coherence has come out of my mouth thus far. So let's see if I can actually make sense. So, where I would like to start talking is Olivia and going to the FBI appointed psychologist. At first, I was excited because I was like, is Olivia in therapy? Like, has she voluntarily chosen to seek assistance, you know? And no. Would have been a cool thing, but no, that has not happened. She was talking to the FBI appointed psychologist because they were trying to see if she was fit for duty. I don't want to make this a whole recap, but the thing that stuck out to me was, one, is this the same psychologist as before? Because I cannot remember. Two, oh God, no, I had it and I lost it. You guys, I got distracted by a noise outside. This is your brain on 4 hours of sleep. Don't do it. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, okay, I remembered. It came back to me. So is this psychologist from the FBI in the know? Like, what is her clearance level as far as fringe events? Does she know there's an alternate universe? Does she know there's a bridge? Like what does she know? Because I think her level of knowledge of what's really going on is going to directly influence her ability to be effective at psychoanalyzing Olivia. Yeah? Because if she's unaware of that, then Olivia is going to seem like less than okay, right? That's an important thing that we need to be aware of, is what her sort of awareness is of the world that she inhabits. And another thing is, they talked about how she got 40% of her life wrong. And you could tell when she was talking about Rachel, because we know as the audience that that is the truth of what happened to, our Olivia's Rachel. Like, she was there and then she left because she was trying to make things work. And so I think that's when, like, us, the audience, is like, that's not great, because we know that she's telling a detail of the life that's not hers. And we found out later that, apparently Rachel has 2 kids, like a little boy named Eddie in this world, and that's their grandfather's name. And that essentially Olivia is just forgetting a lot of the life that she had before Peter. One, I like how at the end, Broyles sort of came in and said, even if, what did he say? I wrote it down. Like, even if you're like 60% Olivia, you're still better than 90% of the agents I've ever worked with. So, like, I'll take you. And it was kind of like a really nice moment. I don't know why my brain stuttered over that. I really like Broyles. I like how, even though this is technically like a different Broyles than the Broyles that we've known for 3 seasons, that you can still sort of like see that Broyles in him, right? Like I said in the episode, the way that he like just waits for her to like do her little rambly bit and then is like, are you done? Okay, cool. Actually, here's what I was gonna say. Like he's just like a suffering parent or something. Like, all right, are you done? Have you finished? Can I talk now? Can I actually say what I was gonna say the whole time? I don't know. I love their dynamic, and I love to see Broyles and Olivia interact, and I loved to see just everyone interact in this episode, and in particular, Olivia and Peter. Although I will say that this episode sort of, I think, delved into more of the nuance of if this is our Olivia, and sort of the murky waters of the impact on everyone else. Water, restore me. Yeah, so I really like that we are delving into sort of the murkiness of if this is our Olivia, which, you guys, I'm not convinced. Like, I feel like I'm convincing myself out of being happy, but I worry. I worry. It's not that I don't trust September. It's that I don't trust that was September. You know what I mean? Like, does that make any sense? Probably not. Anyway, regardless of what the situation is, like, if it is our Olivia, yeah, and she's choosing to forget her life, like I sort of talked about it at the end of the last episode, like, it's still sad, and it still affects more people than just her and Peter, right? We saw Nina being affected, being, like, upset, interacting with Olivia when it's a different sort of interaction than she would have ever had before, and a much more distanced one. And we saw Lincoln in his interactions with Olivia and in his interactions with Peter talking about Olivia, that, he's been hurt by this. Her relationship with Rachel, like, presumably is going to be different, and just everyone. And I think that while we can be happy that this is probably our Olivia, and we can be happy that her and Peter are getting their happily ever after, sort of, that we can also hold room for acknowledging that it's still like a messed up situation and a confusing situation for everyone else. And like those two things can coexist, right? Like I am so happy if this is our Olivia, which, you know, like, I'm pretty sure it is. Like, I don't know. I'm still, you know, I'm just gonna have that little in the back of my mind. And if it is our Olivia and we can truly be happy, still not fully happy because, you know, the whole looming threat of she has to die in the background. But, you know, we can still be happy for her and Peter that they're getting this happy ending, sort of this happy moment at least. And Walter for like getting to keep Peter. Yeah. While also acknowledging that it is pretty fucked up that she is forgetting her life. Like she's remembering a life that we, the audience, know and therefore to us is more impactful and more true and more real. But to the other people occupying this world who love her, she's forgetting them. And I think that that's really sad. And like, I appreciate that the show isn't like just forgetting that, you know? While I do personally kind of like wish we could just like fully go back to everybody like they were and like re-enter our timeline and our world as we know it, I don't know that we're going to. So I think that sort of living in that gray area of like, there's no like black and white. It's happy and sad. It's conflicting. It's life, right? So I really like that we're acknowledging that if we're going to stay in this world. I think it's really interesting if we are going to stay in this world that now we are going to sort of have cases that overlap, but things are slightly different. Like at the beginning, I like how they started it exactly the same way that the previous episode that we had seen started. I almost wish they hadn't done like a previously on, because then I think it would have been even more fun to sort of be like, wait, did I click the wrong episode? Like, did they accidentally start airing the wrong episode? Like, I think that could have been a fun sort of thing to do to play with the audience, right? So you're kind of like, wait, I have already seen all of this. Like, what's going on? And then there's like, oh, no, it's actually slightly different. So I think that's cool. And I like that the story of it is slightly different as well. And that the person behind it is David Robert Jones, and we don't know why, because like we have no idea like what the fuck David Robert Jones is doing, really. Like what is he doing? Like is David Robert Jones commissioning all of the things on the boat at the end of the episode, like the giant frickin' spider, the giant frickin' rattlesnake thing, obviously the porcupine people, and also, was the giant spider and the giant snake formerly people? Or are they just giant mutations of like a spider and a snake? Also, the thing in the tank, I think, is the thing from the one episode where I can't remember exactly what it did, but the people on the boat were like dying from it and they were bringing it over, and it did. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that was the same thing from that episode. It was also really fun to see Ed from the bookstore back in this episode, still acting like Ed, right? Even though it's a different world, still hitting on Olivia, still, you know, just being fun and interesting to interact with. I do think that it's also sad, if you think about it, that Peter exists in this world. And what I mean by that, I know that was a really weird thing to say, but I was still thinking about how there's this sort of nuanced gray area for Olivia remembering another world but existing in this one, and then her loved ones having to have memories that she doesn't have of her, but it's also like not her. I think in that same sort of vein, it's also sad that Peter exists now in this alternate iteration of the timeline, because all of the people that Peter knows and all of his connections and anybody that he sort of impacted in his life no longer exists. And we saw that a little bit with like Ed from the bookstore, right? Because him and Peter have this long history, sort of combative at times, but mostly just like playful and fun and sort of silly in our original timeline. And in this timeline, this is the first time he's ever seen Peter or met him. And I don't know, I think that's kind of sad, right? That there's all these people that Peter, who exists outside of time, in a way, right? Like, just, he doesn't have any connections now except for to Olivia. Like, there's nobody on the planet except for Olivia, now that she has our Olivia's memories, that knows him and knows his life and like just fully knows who he is as a person. Like, even Walter doesn't remember Peter because, you know, he didn't exist. And so while he's happy that Peter is back and that he can hold on to him for some length of time, it's still not quite the same as Walter and Peter, right? So yeah, I think it's conflicting on how to feel, because of the fact that obviously we as the audience, or at least me as the audience, right? I can't speak for everybody else, like would want all of our original characters back and all of those connections back, because I think that it's sad to sort of exist in this world without those moments that were so impactful to all the characters, to have the characters exist without those moments, if that makes sense. Something else that I have to say real quick. I don't understand the motivation to become a giant porcupine person. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, yes, you can fly. You have wings, you can fly. That would be cool. I'm not saying that it would not be cool to fly. But if, like, the only way I can do that is to become a giant porcupine person, like, you know, not for me. It's just not for me. You know? Like, I don't understand the appeal. And, like, I sure don't understand the appeal to, like, that guy's sister, Marshall Bowman? His sister and Gata, like, once he's dead. Like, sure don't understand the appeal. Like, your brother died during the transition. His friend was killed by police. Like, what is your motivation? Also, so fun and random and weird to see Gata on this, because I was not expecting that. It was like 2 seconds at the end, sure. But I don't know. I thought it was going to be David Robert Jones or somebody, but it's just funny because I'm watching Battlestar Galactica right now as well. So it's just a funny little crossover for me. But yeah. Anyway, let me know if you guys understand the appeal. Like, would you be willing to fly? Sure, really cool. But the catch is that you have to become a giant porcupine person in order to do it. Like, is that appealing to you? Please let me know, because to me it is 0% appealing. Like, the flying would be cool, but like, again, just the negatives far outweigh the positives. Also, I do think it's worth talking about, while yes, Porcupine Daniel Hicks, right, attacked Lincoln twice, they also broke into his house, which is like not really okay. And then also Lincoln killed him when he had committed no crime worthy of like being killed by the police. Anyway, I think like the overarching sort of question of this episode is, what is David Robert Jones' plan? Like, what does he want? Like, as we near closer to the end of the season, like, his plan is, I assume, going to like keep ramping up. And like, it worries me what his plan is. Still worried about Olivia having to die. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to say. I really liked Lincoln in this episode. I really felt for him. His struggle, he got infected. He thought, like, what the fuck is gonna happen? Walter was, you know, not super reassuring as always. And then he sort of almost died again. So yeah, he had to drink some really disgusting concoction. He lost this girl that he loves, which, you know, I can only feel so bad for, because like I'm a Peter and Olivia shipper. But yeah, I like Lincoln, and so I do think it's sad to see him sort of struggling with Olivia and Peter, and just where he fits into this sort of mismatched, misfit family, right? Also, oh my gosh, I can't believe I almost forgot to say it. We had Walter and Peter giving me so many feels when Walter just comes out with all the presents and he's like, happy birthday. Peter's like, it's not my birthday. And then we get the explanation of Walter buying Peter a gift every year on his birthday. Like, my heart, you guys, like, that's the cutest shit. Like, he didn't only buy him gifts each year, he wrapped them and like stored them. Like, that's really fucking sad. Like, Walter. These writers never fail to find new ways to completely break my heart in regards to Walter. So that was a fun new one. Like, oh my gosh, you guys. He just loves Peter so much. Gosh. And the observers thought that their love wouldn't be enough to... Fools. Anyway. Alright, you guys. After all of that, I will finally let you go. Thank you, as always, so much for watching this. If you made it this far, then just know that if you want, you can watch the next episode right now over on Patreon, which will be linked in the description down below. While you're over there, you can also watch my entire full-length reaction to this episode and every single episode thus far of Fringe. And since Gaeta was in this episode, I might as well also say also of Battlestar Galactica. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching once again. I hope to see you next time for more Fringe. Until then, bye guys!